basically need to see what I've been going through. Hello, viewers. This is your host, Gaming Odyssey. Uh-oh. Yeah, this is your host, Gaming Odyssey, and I'm back again with another episode of Yu-Gi-Oh. The reason why I'm coming back to you guys speaking about this Master Duel nonsense is because of the time constraints. Time and time again, I have lost games based on time constraints. You know, not being able to react and respond to certain things. And I think it's because of the way the game is structured. I know a lot of people were complaining in the beginning that 5 minutes was too much, and maybe 4.5 minutes was too much. Okay, fine, great. That was, to some degree, yes, the complaint was almost valid because you had to stay there and wait and deal with all the whole nonsense that is going on. And you know, you felt like, okay, you know what? Yes, maybe if they shave off maybe 30 seconds from the whole thing, it might help. You know, that way people don't have to stay there and just keep going through combo after combo after combo. And now they shaved it all the way to almost less than 3 seconds, about 285 or something of that nature. Now here's the situation, guys. Too many games I have lost based on time constraints. This thing needs to stop. Okay? It's hard enough that we're dealing with cards out here. It's hard enough that we're dealing with a game that has basically I would say that basically almost all the cards come as a library. You know, there's so much wording on the damn card that you have to read almost everything, and then there's new cards that are coming out every single time, and you have to try and read and see, oh, is this the best time to approach maybe a stop here, or is it the best time to pop off a cherry blossom, or to pop off maybe impertinence, or to pop off your droplet? When is the right time? Many of these decks you've never seen, so you don't know where are the zones to actually choke the deck. You know, and in order for you to study and understand that, you need to read. You know, I believe that this so-called time constraint that has been introduced into Master Duel needs to stop, because it's also furthering the problems associated with a lot of Master Duel players that don't usually read. You know, it needs to stop. It needs to stop, and Master Duel needs to put up the time a little bit, at least 1 minute in. You know, to make it at least 385 or even 4. 4, I believe, is more reasonable, because it gives you, number one, time to play your game and then also respond. Now let's put it this way. Master Duel has given you only 3 minutes. I'll just say 3 minutes. It's less than 3 minutes. It's 285. But 3 minutes to basically set up a board and at the same time respond to another person's own board. It's ridiculous. You shouldn't be doing that. Give somebody an equal time of 3 minutes to respond to another person's board. I know people want this game to move a little bit faster, but this is not the way. You know, if this thing continues, I'm just gonna have to drop the game, because it's very, very tiring. Almost every game I have lost here, a good number of it is based on time constraint. I don't have time to respond, and then I find myself with only 10 seconds left to respond, and I'm making mistakes left and right. There's no point in it. Master Duel, please, you need to change up this stuff. Okay? Either you give 3 minutes just for just for a response. Either you give 3 minutes for setting up a board, or you give give 3 minutes for setting up a board, and then maybe 2 minutes for responding. I mean, that is fair. You know, divide it into 2, because before we had like what, a whole total of 5 minutes just to do everything and then respond. Konami, guys, wake up. 3 minutes to set up your board, and then 2 minutes to respond. You should always have those 2. It gives you enough time to read and understand. That means in each session there's a 5 minutes in between two gameplays. You know, 5 minutes in total between the 2 gameplays. You know, so like, Master Duel, please stop using the same time limit that you're giving to set up a board and also to respond. It doesn't work like that. You need to give more time, at least 2 minutes, or 1 minute plus, 1 minute plus, 1 minute or so, So I mean, that's the main gist of it. But I'm tired of losing games, multiple games, based on time limits. I'm tired of it. And then you're making mistakes and you're not able to respond and you're trying your best to do this and that. Like, it's not cool. Here I am trying to build a deck and trying to run a rank, and I have to deal with time constraints here. Enough is enough. Please change the rules. Rank duels is all about ranking, sure. But even if you want to sit down here and say, okay, 3 minutes is what you want to allow, okay, 3 minutes in Diamond. Because a lot of people in Diamond already know all their stuff. They already know all the cards. Many people, maybe in the higher levels of Platinum, maybe know many of the cards and many of the decks, and are able to choke the decks. But not in Gold, okay, and not in the lower rank of Platinums. Platinums, So let's make a change, guys, Let's make a change in the next update. Let's do away with all these time constraints you put in here for only less than three minutes, to set up a board. Enough is enough. If you guys want to make the game a little bit enjoyable, change it back to what it was. The 5 minutes that you guys had earlier on or for something in order to set up a board and also respond is a better situation than this nonsense. And I can understand, yes, I'm going to say this. For the people who want to basically stop people from over comboing and putting up boards that make it difficult to play the game, I can agree. Make it the 285 for setting up your board, and then give that person an extra 1 minute or two in order to respond after they've set up the board. Not use the same 2 minutes plus in order to set up the board and also respond. That's just rubbish, man. So this nonsense needs to stop. Every game I've lost, many good games that I've lost because of time constraints. I'm tired of it. The game is no longer as enjoyable as it was in the beginning when I had enough time in order to play the game and then respond. I've never really gone that far in the game, but at least I enjoyed it in the lower levels. Where I am, which is Gold. I've always enjoyed the time constraint, but with the new nonsense that they got installed now, it's pissing me off. Because at this point now, I'm thinking about I will have to drop the game in its entirety, and just play just to meet the quota for what do you call it again, for the day, in order to get all my gems, and then I walk away, and then that is it, because then the game becomes unplayable in my opinion. So if you don't want to see your player base fall, just increase those numbers. The numbers for the this thing needs to be 3 minutes to set up the board, and then maybe 285 to set up the board, and then 1 minute or 2 minutes in order to respond. That is it. Not the 285 all in order to set up a board and then respond. I mean, you can't even respond to anything. You're basically struggling with time constraints here. That makes everybody just say, you know what, F all of this, I'm just going to go for OTK, or I go for simpler boards, and then it's harder to do anything here. So enough is enough, please. That's the reason why the game has tactic. Without it, it doesn't exist. And look at this part. I missed something here. Even look at this. I missed the part of dark. I missed the part of dark. So many times I could have pressed a button in order to do something. I'm pissed off. Anyway, that's gonna be all for today. I'm done. Yeah, so I'm not gonna show you guys the rest because I believe I'm done ranting already. But like I said earlier on, it's very important for Konami to go back to the way it was. 3 minutes for setting up a board, 1 minute or 2 minutes, different in order to respond. That's it. You can have a minute or you can have 2 minutes in order to read all the cards and then respond accordingly because of what you already have set up. That's it. Alright guys, it's been your host, Gaming Odyssey, signing out, and I'll be bringing to you guys more of my playthrough of Tyranny. I'm still trying to understand the game, but the idea is to basically experiment during this period, and hopefully I gave you guys a full understanding of what I understood from the game by playing it on the harder difficulty, and then provide the best way to approach the game. You know, there's so many conflicting information that's out there on tyranny, and I just wanted to make sure that I experience it for myself, and then I'll give you based on my understanding and my experience on what I believe is the best approach, just like the way I did with Pathfinder. You know, right now I can play Pathfinder on the hardest difficulty and reduce the amount of times that I reload on that game. You know, so I believe the information is on you know, on my page. So with that said, I just want to just say, you know, adios, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.